Tickets are extra, I give them the boot. Ooh, going for two. Sit back, relax while I grab me a brew. Ooh, now I'm reclining while putting my time and I'm ready to go. My spine is aligning and much my lineups, my bank account grow. I am so rich, but knowledge is all that I'm leaving it with. Ooh, listen to this. Multiple options, how far can I get? Ooh, DFS Dynasty redraft tonight, I'm not finishing last. I'm finishing past any and all, I am looking to last. What else? This spot is popping and I am so locked in and only opening the door when it is opportunity knocking. And all of these spots keep on talking and talking. So what are we talking? What kind of alignment? And running it deep, even players forgotten or came from the bottom or hitting that top end. And this spot is popping, yeah, this spot is popping. And woo! This is the Armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! This is the Armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 194 of the Armchair Fantasy Show. I'm your host, of course, Jeff Lambert. You can follow me on Twitter at JeffLambert77. We are live every Wednesday night on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. Syndicated in all major podcast networks and streaming in the Going for Two app for iOS and Android. Got an awesome show tonight. We are just up on the free agent market here. We're about to hit it in a few days, so we're going to talk some free agents tonight. But before we do that, let me intro my co-host, Mr. Ryan Searfoss. Ryan, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. Just staying busy.
Yes, sir.
Trying to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And joining us tonight for the first time, I've been friends with this guy on Twitter forever. I'm surprised he hasn't been on the show yet, but Robbie from Rumboys Fantasy Network. You can follow him on Twitter at RumboysR. What's up, Robbie?
What's good, Jeff? What's good, Ryan? Hey, I appreciate you guys for inviting me here tonight. It's a pleasure. It's been a long time coming. And I just want to say cheers to me, cheers to you. Shouts to the Armchair Fantasy Football crew. Let's get it. Dilly dilly, y'all.
Good shit.
I got to stay on brand.
You got to stay on brand. Well, speaking of staying on brand, give my listeners a little bit of rundown of what y'all do over at Rumboys Fantasy Network.
Oh, man. So Rumboys Fantasy Network, you guys can check us out. Google Rumboys spelled with Z.com. Get us on all social media. And really, man, we're just like everybody else in the industry, but a little bit different. We say what we want. We say how we feel. We speak very passionately, if you will. Very colorful is the best way to put it. But I mean, in all honesty, it's just all about having fun, bringing people together, and just helping one another out. We have a team of writers, a team of on-air personalities. We just signed the fantasy first rounder. Shout out to my guys. That they're just about wrapping up over on my YouTube channel right now. And I mean, yeah, man, it's just one big family. Some would say a family, some would say, I kind of run it like a mafia. It is what it is.
So you got to explain Rumboys to me. How did that come about?
Oh man, so me and my former co-CEO, my former co-founder, Ty Boogie, we were at his crib / our old studio, where we literally built a set and everything. It was pretty legit back then. But we had gotten into it, I want to say 2018. It was 2018. Bears, back then my team was called, had a name. I won't say what their name was, but back then we had a name. You know what I'm saying? So we're sitting back arguing while his team is on and my team is on, and we had all of our girlfriends around and we had all of our homies around. Drinks are flowing, and we break out this special bottle on special occasions of rum called it's the Captain Morgan 1867 private stock. You remember the joint? It looked like the old pirate bottle.
Yep.
Yeah. So we were drinking that, and he was puffing a Cuban cigar that his dad had brought him from a visit in the islands, and then he's like we're arguing back and forth. He's feeling himself, I'm feeling myself, and then everyone was like, "Yo, can y'all shut up? Can y'all just make a show? Can y'all just have a show?" And then we're like, "Y'all shut up!" And we keep arguing, and then it hit me right then and there. After we had told him y'all chill. And then I was like, wait, stop. And he was like, what? And I was like, it just hit me. I was like, we need to make a podcast, bro. I was like, why is Stephen A. doing it and Max Kellerman doing it? This man is worth $10 million and he gets to scream. I was like, come on, bro. Like I got bass in my voice. Like, we could do this, you know? So we just decided to begin covering all sports. Like, our approach was to not pigeonhole ourselves into just fantasy, but now we pretty much mostly became fantasy. We're now trying to get back into doing everything.
Right.
But yeah, you know, it started that way. It led to 40 NFL interviews. It led to debates with Adam Rank, and you know, all the special guests you guys are seeing during you know this month, our fantasy March Madness theme that we got going over here at the network, over on my network, and you know, it's just a beautiful thing, and it's super organic the way that it's happened.
Nice. That's awesome. I want to give you a chance to plug your new app that you got. You were talking me up on it. I'm already joined in there. Go ahead and give my listeners a rundown on your app.
Yeah. So I am one of the behind the scenes guys over at Sports Me app. I'm actually the chief marketing officer over at Sports Me app. And yeah, just get out there, download the Sports Me app. It's available on both iOS and Android. So nobody feels left out. Okay. And yeah, you guys get to face, you know, battle each other, take versus take. We just dropped, yesterday we dropped our very first 1v1. Today I went with the 1v1, which honestly, I mean, I think I won, but I mean, 3 years in this industry will do that to you. You know, you're ready to take the gloves off at any time of debate. So, I mean, yeah, bro.
I'm just going to say thanks for having an Android.
Hey, no worries.
And not being selfish.
Yeah, me and Ryan getting battles on that. I'm an iPhone.
Cares about your iPod stuff.
Hey, when I got brought onto the team, that was one of the first things I said. I was like, thank God we are not leaving money on the table. We are on both.
Nice.
Let's go. We can develop this thing to become something beautiful. And we're in phase 1 right now. So, I mean, it's simplified for you guys to get on and enjoy and really grow with it in the early years. Before, you know, we can add cool new features that all of you guys are going to really be able to enjoy and mess around with. And we're taking you guys' input. We're doing focus groups. So, I mean, download the app. And if you have any concerns or feedback, DM me on Twitter. And I'll probably message you back and say, hey, you know, can you attend a focus group and help us out more? It's just really about it's everything that I do is about community, and just the same thing, you know, with the app. It's about community. Being on the show is about community.
Yeah,
it's all about each other, for real.
Good stuff. All right, well, we got a packed show tonight. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
News and notes from around the league.
All right, news and notes brought to you as always by the Original Craft Beer Club. Get 12 beers delivered to your house every month. Visit goingfor2.com/getbeer. Get free shipping up to 3 free gifts. That's goingfor2.com/getbeer and get your free gifts. All right, so a few news and notes I wanted to touch on tonight. First and foremost, and Ryan, I'll go to you first on this one. Russell Wilson trade rumors. How much are you buying into that? Do you really think it's going to happen? Do you want to see it happen? And if he went anywhere, where do you think you might want to end up?
I want to be fun and exciting about this, but dude, you can't trade Russell Wilson. Like, for so many reasons. One, he's a franchise quarterback, and they don't grow on trees. There's so many teams that are desperate for a quarterback. Two, no team has enough either cap or things to draft picks to trade where they're going to be happy. I think it's just him trying to make them draft an offensive lineman for them for a change. I think he's trying to do a power play. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned about that, you know, drafting an offensive lineman. I think it was a couple years ago. They drafted a kicker before they got their first offensive lineman, which was ridiculous to me. Just crazy.
I hate how that team drafts so bad. Religiously every year.
Yep.
Where that 20th pick with Little Drunk and hate that pick.
Robbie, what's your thoughts on this, Robbie? What's your thoughts on the Russell Wilson trade rumors?
You know, I think that it's a lot of smoke. All right, because here's my thing, and at first I thought it was a lot of smoke, up until I had to drop the J.J. Watt bombshell. Okay, that trade had happened, or I'm sorry, that signing had happened, and now I'm thinking, shit, Russell, you might be needing to figure out a way to get out of there a little bit faster. I think him and Sierra might have their bags already packed. Oh, it looks like that the Raiders are definitely going to be moving on past Mariota. I know that Mayock said some crazy stuff about we're standing shoulder to shoulder, Gruden and I, for Derek Carr. I don't think that you need to do that if you could possibly have Russell Wilson.
Agreed.
There's like 5 quarterbacks in the league you'd even think of not taking over Russell Wilson. Like he's better than everybody.
Yeah.
Other maybe 4 or 5 guys, he's the best.
I mean, who's really gonna go out there and extend plays with their legs in that manner? And honestly, the risk that he takes putting the ball up there, chucking to say, I know Lockett's down there somewhere. I know DK's down there somewhere. That's that type of swagger that you need to get your team over the hump. Listen, Raiders fans that might be listening to tonight's show, okay? I'm sorry to the black hole, all right? But your organization has been in a black hole since, your last Super Bowl appearance, which had Rich Gannon under center. You guys don't need to have a Raiders fans will always say, well, Carr's a top 12 QB in the league. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but look at his stat sheet. His stat sheet is that impressive, and in that way, when you look at it, you're like, man, this guy isn't that bad. But then when you look at the film and you watch him play, this guy doesn't take chances. He doesn't gamble.
Nope. He's very vanilla.
Very vanilla, and that's not going to win you championships. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna take it to this point. You don't want a vanilla relationship, right? You don't marry vanilla someone that's gonna be vanilla, right? You want to be pleased, right? So you gotta be daring. Derek Carr, you're not daring, bro.
Not at all. Not at all. All right, let's look at a couple of these
comedy.
Let's look at a couple more of these smaller things here. So James Conner, not likely to sign with the Steelers here. What are your thoughts, Robbie, on this? Any interest in the fantasy world on James Conner trying to buy low, thinking he might go somewhere and finally stay healthy?
I'm gonna be super chalk with my take here, and state that it's gonna depend on where he signs.
Yeah.
Okay. If him and, hypothetically speaking, purely, Chris Carson were to swap roles, I'd be like, okay, I could still go ahead and have James Conner as my RB2. If he were in a some sort of running back by committee to where he was the alpha in that committee, I'd be like, all right. But it's really gonna depend. I still say he's gonna, more than likely for you guys out there in fantasy world, you're probably gonna be looking to draft him as a low end RB2, maybe even a flex.
Yeah. Yep. Ryan, I think your AC may have kicked on again. All I can hear is a wind tunnel all of a sudden.
Yeah, at least
it happens at least once a show. Ryan's AC kicks on and we sound like we're in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop that off real quick.
Hey, really quick, I just want to mention, I'm definitely gonna have to hit up that Get Beer link though, man. You said get 12 beers a month.
Yep. Craft beer delivered to your house. Goingfor2.com/getbeer. Pretty easy to remember. All right, Ryan, let me give you this one. Kyle Rudolph just got released. For one, is there any interest at all in Kyle Rudolph if he lands somewhere good? But then more importantly, Irv Smith Jr., what's your outlook for him this year? Oh, I think Ryan may have gone turn off his AC.
Oh, great.
All right.
He's back.
Yep, there he is.
All right. Yeah, it should be good. I mean, the heat shouldn't be on now. It's 50 degrees out. We're good.
All right, good. So when you left there, I didn't realize you were gone. But Kyle Rudolph, any interest in him landing somewhere good? And then more importantly, Irv Smith Jr. What about Irv Smith? What's your outlook for him?
No interest in Kyle Rudolph, and it makes Irv Smith intriguing. Like, we're not looking at super pass happy offense, and he's fourth in the pecking order behind Jefferson, Thielen, and Dalvin. But, he has touchdown upside. Like, it's there. I'm not hands on the moon, but can he be a top 12 tight end? Yes, because the position's kind of weak.
I could be a top 12 tight end, most likely.
I see you want to talk shit on somebody on that team.
I'm 6'4", 240. I can catch. I could probably be a top 12 tight end.
I mean, literally, it's just touchdowns. now.
Ryan got me back here rubbing my hands like bird.
I didn't see something I said enraged you, and it just made me laugh.
Are you an Irv Smith Jr. supporter?
I mean, I interviewed him. How could I not?
Nice.
I didn't.
But that's not my defense as to why I feel opposite of my brother Ryan over there.
So tell us why you like Irv Smith.
Bruh, all right. When you release Kyle Rudolph, okay, I like to analyze teams in their given state. All right, that means what am I presented to at the very given moment. That is why people on Twitter will go very overreaction or underreaction. You know, whereas you'll see me, I'm kind of just chill and I'll just report whatever happens. But then when I come on a future or I'm on my show, that's when I really let it out. Guys, this team at this given moment, it doesn't seem like they're anxious to go 12 personnel, which means I get that it's not a whole hell of a lot of targets, but guess what? Targets are targets.
Yep.
Money is money. You don't see it when you're walking down the street and you see a penny on the ground. You don't walk over that penny. Only a poor person's gonna do that. Only somebody who wants to be broke forever is gonna do that. No, you're gonna pick that penny up. Man, I'm saving that. That's now going in my bank. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So knowing that there's now an extra share of targets that are going to now go to Irv Smith Jr. at this given moment, logically, I have now moved him up a little bit, and I think that he could possibly maybe in tight end 8, tight end 6.
I said that, man.
Like I'm liking the upside. I'm liking the upside. I mean, I'm going into this season. I'm looking. All right, you know, we're gonna go Kelsey. We're gonna go Kittle. You know, whoever Waller would be third in my eyes. I'd probably still go Andrews right there.
Hawkinson.
Yep. I was gonna say Hawkinson, and then right after that,
It could be anybody.
Yeah, after that, I'm probably really honestly looking at Irv Smith, and I'm probably going to be the guy in the draft room sitting back, hands crossed, like, waiting for everybody. And I'm like, all right, now's the perfect time for me to go in and grab my tight end. That'll be the tight end that I grab. If I don't do early tight end, and I'm suggesting for everyone that if you can get one of the big three, go get one of the big three tight ends, so you don't have to find yourself in the tight end wasteland. But I'm also going to say, don't be surprised if Irv Smith, Swerving Irvin, pops off this year.
I'm with you, Robbie. I've been pumping him since actually last year. I had him as my breakout last year. We didn't see it till the end of the season. I think I liked Irv Smith coming out of college more than I liked Hawkinson and Fant. I actually had him ranked over both of them coming out. So I've been waiting for the breakout. I'm hoping it's this year. The fact that Kyle Rudolph got released makes me even more hopeful. I had him in my top 10 before Rudolph got released, so now he'll move up a little bit for me. I think Irv Smith Jr. is a playmaker, and I think we're going to see it this year. I think Thielen's going to he'll be the one to suffer the most. I think those over the middle targets are going to come down a little bit, and we'll see Irv Smith Jr. He's more explosive. He's faster than Thielen is. Yeah. So I think it's going to be Irv Smith Jr.'s year this year.
I'll tell you this. I watched a couple of the 2019 boys work out in the sand when I was out there in LA that year before this god awful pandemic that has us all locked up, and why I'm not interviewing rookies no more. But anyways, seeing how Irv Smith moved in the sand and seeing how, like, man, he's still getting off that line like that. Hawkinson was definitely a little bit slower, but I'll tell you this much too, though, with Hawkinson, that boy has size, and he will clean he will clean a defender straight off the block and just be ready, just boop, right there, hands perfect, diamond ready, ball delivered, and he's ready to take it to the house. He's ready to take it to the house and put his shoulder through anybody. When I tell you that man took up full doorways walking through the Beverly Hills Hilton, that man took up full doorways.
Wow. Yeah, he's definitely one of the next elite tight ends, I believe. I think he's going to be in that top tier before long, if not this year. All right, that's it for the news and notes. Real quick, I'm going to plug our NFL draft contest that we got going on. It's basically like DFS. You're going to have a $50,000 salary cap, and you're going to draft NFL prospects, and they're going to cost, whatever, depending on how high they're supposed to go, they're going to cost more money. So Trevor Lawrence obviously is going to be very expensive. You got to stay under the $50,000 cap. And then depending on where they get drafted in the NFL draft is how you earn fantasy points. It's if you go to goingfor2.com/draft DFS. We're taking signups right now. I'm waiting for the the official draft order to drop before I get all the ordering of the players put together. But going to goingfor2.com/draft DFS to sign up. It was a great contest last year. We're going to do it again this year for charity. So make sure you do that. So tonight, our big plan was to do some free agents here. We got the free agency. I think it starts, March 9th, guys? Is that when free agency kicks off officially?
Yep.
So we got
officially, yeah.
Just a couple days before that. I'm sure we'll get some news before things come out. People possibly signing elsewhere. But let's go ahead. We're going to do it in a mock draft format. We're going to keep it in a super flex style so we can get some of these quarterbacks in here. So super flex mock draft. We'll do 2 rounds. We'll do 1 round before the commercial and then 1 round after the commercial. Let's go ahead and get that started.
Attention, everyone. Let's mock draft.
All right. We always give our guest the 101. So, Robbie, who is your 101 free agent? And then tell us where you'd like to see him land if he leaves his current team.
Everyone's going to hate me. My 101 on the clock for the Rum Boys Fantasy Network going to the Washington football team is Deshaun Watson, baby.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you're talking trade.
Yeah, you going to trade there. Trade Deshaun Watson. Yeah, that's a big one.
Dog, we're mocking and it's free agents, and I need to. My team needs something. So yeah.
So you're a Washington fan. I actually live here in Washington. Are you near the Washington area?
Bruh, I actually used to live in. I'm from Southeast DC, Berry Farms, and I actually used to live. I think you live where I used to live, bro. For real. I live
in Woodbridge, Virginia, just about.
Hoodbridge.
Hoodbridge.
I used to live on Fuller Heights. Right outside of the Quantico Gate.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Small world, man. Small world. All right, Ryan. So we had a little bit of a curveball there at the 101. Who you going with the 102?
That really threw me off. Are we allowed to have them stay in the same place?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dak staying in Dallas, dude. I mean, he's a top 6 quarterback. Those weapons in Dallas, anywhere he goes isn't going to be better. You're not going to get any better than throwing to Amari, CD Lamb, Michael Gallup, Zeke back there. If they make any improvements in the line to get it somewhat better than what it was and start to come back on that, that's a top 5 offense in the league, if not better. They hum with him there. Any free agency slot isn't that good. Like, it's not close.
Yeah.
So I want him to stay, and I don't think he won't stay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, especially in Superflex. You're going Dak here, I believe.
Have to. He's the best free agent out there.
Yep, I agree. All right, I'm up at the 103. I'm looking. There's no more quarterbacks that I really want to spend a top pick on, even though it's Superflex. So I'm going to look at some of these wide receivers that are down here. Obviously, Allen Robinson. We're going to assume Kenny Galladay hits free agency before they franchise tag him, so he's on the list, obviously. And those are really the 2 I'm really looking at. I mean, you got Juju there as well. I think I'm going to go Allen Robinson, and I'm trying to think of a good spot for him, and I think his best spot is with the Colts. If they can figure out a way to do it with the cap, with Carson Wentz, Allen Robinson, Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, good defense, good run game. I think Robinson fits there perfectly. Carson Wentz would be his best quarterback that he's probably ever had in his entire career. I mean, this guy's had some of the worst quarterbacks ever. Yeah, and that's not saying too much because he's had some pretty bad ones in Blake Bortles and Trubisky and, Foles for a little while. But, yeah, I'm going Al Robinson here at the 103. Back to you, Robbie, 104.
At the 104, I'm still going to I'm simultaneously please fantasy players, but then simultaneously continue to mock. I'm not going to continuously mock for my Washington football team, but I'll have other players. But this is probably my last one, and I'm going to say Corey Davis to the Washington football team. The reason why is because he'll be a perfect complement to Terry McLaurin, and Terry McLaurin severely needs help. One, so that he has longevity throughout his playing career. For all of you dynasty players, you want McLaurin to last longer, and then 2. I mean, it gets McLaurin open more, which means he'll probably catch a higher percentage of catches in the deep balls and such. And we already saw how good of a wide receiver 2 compliment he was to A.J. Brown, and he was still playable for you guys in fantasy. So him, Heineke, McLaurin, Gibson in the backfield. Let's go get a ring, baby.
Yeah, that would be an amazing team right there. And we've talked about it a lot on the podcast as well, that Corey Davis is a great number 2. And you're right. In that offense, he would fit perfectly, especially if you end up getting Deshaun Watson. I mean, would be.
Yeah, we got Watson.
Yeah, you got Watson. You guys are money. But even if y'all don't, I mean, you'll get a quarterback some way, somehow. And I think Corey Davis would be a great compliment to McLaurin for sure.
I do want to clarify. I'm okay with I'm okay with the Heineken.
Yeah, he played well in that game. I mean, he deserves at least a shot. I mean, give him a chance at least.
Absolutely.
Ryan, you're up at the 105.
I'm really wanting to go Galladay here, but we're kind of doing this from a fantasy perspective, and I'm taking Aaron Jones, and I'm gonna put him in Buffalo. I'm done with those running backs there. I want him in a high-powered offense. I want him taking those red zone carries away from Josh Allen, keeping him healthy. That team is humming already, and you add a running back his caliber there, it's monstrous because they're a team that's where they can have a luxury pick right now. Like, they're a pretty complete team. They can spend a little on the running back position.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, I'd be a little nervous if I was the owner of Josh Allen taking those goal line carries still, but when you got a caliber of Aaron Jones back there, you got to get him the ball in the red zone for sure.
If you have him, someone that good, you can protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't want Josh Allen taking all those hits by management.
Agreed. All right, so I'm up at the 106, and I will go with the aforementioned Kenny Galladay, and I'm going to be a little bit of a surprise here and keep him in Detroit. I know people want to see him go somewhere else, but I think in Detroit is where he's got his best value. People want to poo-poo Jared Goff, but they weren't poo-pooing Jared Goff when they were drafting Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, as two good receivers that he maintained their production. I think Galladay will be the clear-cut number one there, obviously. No one's even close to him. I think he'd be the number one, number two, and number three option in that offense, besides Swift. And I think if Galladay does stay, which we think he will, he'll probably get the franchise tag. He'll be there. I think him and Goff will be just fine for fantasy purposes. I think the team might not be as good, but for fantasy purposes, I don't care about the team. 107, Robbie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tight end wasteland will no longer be a wasteland no more. And I am going to mock a player that could possibly land in Buffalo, and he's a player that just got released today, and that's Kyle Rudolph. He'll still be a top 12 tight end for you guys. Well, he'll become a top 12 tight end now that he'll be in Buffalo with Josh Allen.
Oh,
and
I like
now
it.
The Buffalo Bills will have a tight end game.
I like it. And it'll help that run game because that's one thing that Rudolph always did well. He can block. He can run block. Ask Adrian Peterson, ask Dalvin Cook. They definitely both like to have Kyle Rudolph in front of them.
Hell yeah.
I see lots of 3 receptions, 18 yards, and touchdown lines in his future there.
Hey, to be a top 12 tight end, all you got to do is catch touchdowns. That's all you got to do.
All you got to do. You get 8 points, you're happy with your tight end position.
Yep, exactly. Ryan, you got the 108.
Well, Robbie upset me with this Corey Davis pick because I've been doing nothing but talking this offseason about him going to Baltimore. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. And I'm picking Juju to the Ravens. Keep it in division, bring a little bad blood. But in all reality, he fits really what a need is for them. They need a short-handed wide receiver who can work the middle, work intermediate routes, the things that Lamar really works well in, and opening up the field for Marquise Brown. Neither one of the receivers are legit number one, but both can be a good 1A, 1B tandem together.
I like it. All right, I'm up at the 109, and I can't believe this guy is still sitting on the board here. I've gone receiver, and I'm about to get a third receiver in Chris Godwin. We've seen what he can do. Yeah, everybody kind of forgot about Chris Godwin, but Godwin's a beast in fantasy.
I did it. I was going.
I feel like you ordered this list
to confuse you.
To confuse us.
It's ordered in position order. I mean, I don't know how much easier I could have made it.
You have it highlighted for you. I understand.
Yeah, so Chris Godwin obviously is the pick here, and as far as where I want him to go, let's just stay right in Tampa. I think his value is perfect where it's at. I know he has to compete with Mike Evans a little bit, but I think Chris Godwin is fine where he's at. So I'll take Godwin staying in Tampa. The 110, Robbie.
This one is tough. I'm gonna go with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The thing is that I don't know where he goes. I think that maybe Green Bay could possibly just slap a tag on him, like, we're gonna keep you. Or I mean, he could randomly just pop up somewhere. It seems like honestly a Raiders thing for the Raiders to do is go and get a guy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah. Raiders.
Like, I mean,
Raiders like fast guys
yeah.
that can't catch. It's like their theme. Fast guys that can't catch. We'll take one of them.
Exactly. So I'll mock MBS to the Raiders because they want to stick with mediocre Derek Carr.
All right,
Chris Berman, thank you for being an inspiration.
Ryan, 111.
I'm giving your San Francisco 49ers here. Ruined sport. God, I was looking at the show earlier today. I'm giving the 49ers Kenyon Drake.
Okay.
I think his speed, explosiveness is actually other than just being a fast player, fits really well for what they do. He fits their system. He's explosive. He can catch the ball. He does everything. He can handle a full workload. And I think he'd be perfect there. I think he's a better pure runner than the speed backs who are there. I love Mostert. He's just fast. And add a little talent with that speed, he'd be really good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it for my team and for fantasy purposes. I definitely like that fit. All right, I'm going to throw a little surprise here at the end. And I know, Gerson, you're watching, so you're going to love this pick. So make sure you stay tuned here. So I'm going to go. It's super flex. And so I got Kenny Galladay, I got Allen Robinson, and I got Chris Godwin. I need a quarterback to chuck the ball all over the field and not give a shit about interceptions. I'm going with my boy Jameis Winston. I know Gerson's going to crack up on this one because he knows I love Jameis Winston. I think he's going to have a good season this year. If the Saints give him the starting job, I think for fantasy purposes, I think he'll be good. And if he can do anything that he did in Tampa and then just eliminate the turnovers, I think he'll be a top 15-ish quarterback again. He's young, he's got a great arm, he's got arm talent. So yeah, give me Jameis Winston here at the 112. All right, real quick, guys, we got to pay some bills. So today's show is brought to you by ThriveFantasy.com. It's DFS for prop bets. Visit ThriveFantasy.com to download the app for iOS or Android. Use our promo code Armchair to receive an instant match up to $50. Choose your 10 favorite props, build your lineup, and compete against the rest of the field for cash prizes. Again, that's ThriveFantasy.com. Get the app for iOS or Android, or use our promo code Armchair to get your instant match. So hang tight real quick, guys. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll do round two. Broken at the moment, so we are back. I don't know what happened there. My video file is dead, so we're just gonna roll right into round two. And Robbie, you are up. We're doing a linear draft here. We're not doing a snake draft. So Robbie, you're up at the 201 here. Who you going with?
I don't think that anyone's mocked Russell Wilson yet to be surprising. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull Russell Wilson off the board. And guess where you're staying, Russ? This is danger, Russ. You're staying in the NFC West. What's up? NFC, what's up? That's where you're staying in the NFC West because you ain't going no damn where.
All right.
I tried to do a Busta Rhymes remix thing, and I don't think it worked. But
it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. So Russell Wilson in the trade apparently at the 201. Ryan, you're up at the 202.
At the 202, New England Patriots are going to sign Hunter Henry. Their offense is at its best when they have a good tight end. He's been underutilized his whole career. He blocks. He catches the ball. He can go up the seam. He does everything. He fits there. And whenever they throw a quarterback next year, needs a good tight end because there's not many good pass catchers there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great landing spot for Hunter Henry. I think he fits perfectly there. I would probably like to see him even stay in LA possibly too, because I think him and Herbert had a great connection. But
free up the Mike Williams targets, man.
We got a Mike Williams owner here. He wants those targets. Yep. All right, I'm up at the 203, and I'm looking at these running backs, and man, there's not a lot that I like here. Todd Gurley, Duke Johnson, Tevin Coleman, James White. I don't think is going to be much of anything anymore. So I'm going to go with the one guy that's got a little bit of upside still. He could re-sign with the Bucs or go somewhere else. Leonard Fournette, Uncle Lenny, as we like to call him on the show. I think Leonard Fournette still's got some tread left on his tires. He could stay in Tampa possibly. That's where I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep him in Tampa. That's a pretty good offense. They got some good receivers. So keep Leonard Fournette in Tampa, and I'll take him at the 203. And back to you at the 204, Robbie.
I think your dog thought that your take was pretty fucking fire. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go Jamal Williams, staying with the Green Bay Packers. The reason why? Well, you can't trust a running back whose name is AJ Dillon that has to be told which way to run. not cool. Aaron Rodgers admitting that on the Pat McAfee show made me all out on AJ Dillon. So,
all right,
I'm just saying.
I did not see that interview. That's incredible.
that is funny. That is funny,
dude.
Ryan, you got the 205.
So that just completely threw me off. This one, I feel like it's iffy if it's good for fantasy purposes, but I love the idea of it. And that's Will Fuller in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow's got his big body talent. T. Higgins, he is his dump-off threat. Give that man a guy to stretch the field, and that offense is terrifying. He showed in college he's smart enough to throw the ball around with multiple receivers. Man, would he be fun there.
I like it. I do like that a lot. All right, so I'm up at the, where are we at? The 206? Is that where we're at now?
Yeah.
206, and I'm looking at a couple of receivers that are still on the board. T.Y. Hilton may have a year or two left. Keelan Cole, I don't know if I really want to, risk that. Rashad Perriman, no thank you. I'm gonna go with the other tight end that I think is a pretty good tight end choice here, Jonnu Smith. And I'm pretty boring. I'm keeping him in Tennessee as well. I think he's got some good value in Tennessee. I'm just gonna keep it boring. I think we saw last year at the beginning of the year what he could be. He kind of fell off at the end of the season because A.J. Brown and Corey Davis were kind of doing their thing. But I'll take Jonnu Smith. His athletic ability is off the chain, and I think he takes another step forward this year as well. So give me Jonnu Smith at the 206.
I'm with that take.
207, Robbie.
I'm gonna go A.J. Green to the retirement home.
Arizona.
No,
actual retirement.
Yeah, like no holds bar. Like he needs it to hang it up and hang up the cleats. I know some people out there like you shouldn't joke about players like that. Listen, I played football all the way up until I'm about to be 30 years old. I hung up my cleats like right at the cusp of 29. I was like, yo, I'm done. Like one wrong hit, and I was like, and I'm fast. Like, so come on, like. I'm fast and I'm a medical marijuana patient. Like, come on, like.
All right, AJ Green at the 207, 208, Ryan.
AJ Green's a retirement home at the 207.
Right.
I'll give Green Bay another pick after his Jamal Williams. I'm giving Aaron Rodgers his slot receiver that he's needed since Randall Cobb went by, and I'm giving him Curtis Samuel. I think his explosive ability, working those underneath routes, doing little handoffs and on the sweeps, I think it's really good for that offense. And I think that helps take it to another step. And he's a good deep threat, too, which they also need a deep threat who can catch the ball.
All right. I like it.
I love the Curtis Samuel take.
Yeah, I like it a lot. At the 209, so we mentioned earlier that the Washington football team needed a wide receiver, too. Robbie gave him Corey Davis, but I'm going to give him a different player that'll probably be a lot cheaper that they can get. I think will be an excellent receiver there. Josh Reynolds, who's never really had his chance with LA. I think Josh Reynolds goes to Washington as a cheaper free agent and can be that number 2. We saw what he could do when injuries to Woods happened or injuries to Kupp. He stepped up and had some really good games. He was a good DFS option a lot of times too because he was cheap and he'd put up some good points there. So Josh Reynolds at the 209. And Robbie, I think I sniped you, didn't I?
Yeah, I think Tony Braxton, Unbreak My Heart, just started playing. Unbreak My Heart. Say, dude, like that shit hurt, man. But hey, that's what this is all about. I felt like we were just in I feel like we were in a real draft just then. Well, I have one more pick, right?
Yep, you're at the 210 now, so you got one pick left.
All right, so this man, his reception percentage when he had Baker Mayfield as his quarterback, absolutely insane. We're talking 70%. I don't know if many of you out there have played wide receiver while getting hit by someone the size of a Mack truck, but that's actually really freaking impressive. I want Higgins to stay in Cleveland
I like it.
because I don't want OBJ back in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a good call because there is a chance that he does get moved, before the start of the season. And Higgins played well. I mean, you said it. I mean, Higgins was definitely a lot better than his name says. I know in college they call him Hollywood Higgins. He never had Hollywood Higgins in the NFL, but he definitely had some good games last year. And with Mayfield, the way he played at the end of the season last year, they could be a good combo going forward. I like it.
Bro, if you were to tell me, hey, Rashad Higgins has a 70% catch percentage with Baker Mayfield, I'd be like, you're crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I would tell you that you're crazy. You've had way too much rum.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Ryan, your last pick, number 211 here.
I would take Marlon Mack and give him to the Steelers. I think they need a running back who can actually break off plays, handle the workload. I know he doesn't do a ton of receiving. They have two backs who can do that. Like, I think he can do everything that they've had James Conner do, but actually good. So I'm all for Marlon Mack there.
All right, I like it. All right, so I got the last pick here, the 212, and I'm looking at one receiver here. I'm just trying to think of where I want him to go. I think I'm going to put him on a team that may not be the most fantasy relevant team. They're not a they're not a high-scoring passing offense. They are a high-scoring offense, and that we've seen it in the past. But I'm going to take Marvin Jones. I'm going to put him on your team, Ryan, the Ravens. I think Marvin Jones.
If you're going for realistic things, it's probably going to happen. I'd give that like a 70% chance of happening.
Yeah, I think he fits perfectly there with what they're looking for. I think that Marvin Jones is what that team needs.
And Harbaugh loves old receivers.
Yep. And
He loves old dudes.
So yeah, Marvin Jones to the Ravens, and I think that's if Lamar Jackson can take a step forward in his passing ability with Marquise Brown on the other side running those deep routes, I think Jones has a pretty good season there. All right, that wraps up the free agent mock draft. We have a couple of trades that were sent to me via Facebook that we're going to do a little bit of this or that on.
It's time for this or that.
All right, I'm going to go to you, Robbie, on this first trade here. So this is a 12-team Superflex tight end premium league. He wants to know Joe Mixon or the 105 this year. Who do you like on those ones?
I like this. Can you get with this or can you get with that? I can't get with anything that Sergio mixed a lot. I'm sorry. So give me that 105.
The 105, yeah. I think, especially a tight end premium, because you can get Kyle Pitts probably at the 105 there. And I think that's an excellent long-term pick there. Mixon, we still don't know if he's going to ever come back and be what we hoped that he was going to be from 2 years ago. All right, Ryan, I'm going to go to you on this next one.
Oh, you're such a dick. You're just going straight for my heart.
You know I love it. I love to do it. Joe Burrow and T. Higgins, or Lamar Jackson, Juju Smith-Schuster, and the 316. This is a 16-team super flex, so those quarterbacks mean a lot here. So let me say it one more time. We got Joe Burrow and T. Higgins as a tandem, or Lamar Jackson, Juju Smith-Schuster, and the 316.
I mean, I'm going to start this out. The 316 has zero
value.
For this trade for me. Like, has no value. We're 40 picks in now. Like, this is a dart throw that you're going to use to move up or down in the draft. Like, that's it. So I'm just taking that out of the process. And then you're kind of comparing. I have Lamar over Joe Burrow. Not a ton, but I do. Just because that rushing upside. But I love T. Higgins, man. And I think Juju, we've seen his ceiling, and I don't know if he'll reach that again. And we don't know where he's going to land. But that Burrow to T. Higgins combination for the next 6 years, I can't turn it down.
Yeah, that is true.
They're nowhere near having a defense, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Like, and that's something I don't see improving overnight or a year or two. Like, those two together, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's going to be sort of the Andy Dalton, AJ Green, but on crack though, because you got Joe Burrow, who's a much better quarterback than Andy Dalton. All right, so we didn't know this ahead of time, but we knew that Irv Smith Jr. We didn't know that Robbie liked him so much. So this next trade is going to be interesting. Paris Campbell, who people expect could possibly be a breakout. So Paris Campbell is one side of the trade, and the 201, or Irv Smith Jr. And I don't have any team details on this one, so we just go with the standard 1 QB, 12 team. What are your thoughts on this trade, Robbie?
It's not fair because I interviewed them both, but I'm gonna go Irv Smith.
Yeah, I think Irv Smith is who I'd go with too. Paris Campbell hasn't been able to stay healthy.
With 201 in there, like 201's a good pick.
I know the 201's such a damn good pick.
201 might be better than both players. No offense either.
I am not denying that. I mean, Paris Campbell will ultimately be a guy that I drop. Like I'm not rostering Paris Campbell. Like I don't believe in the upside that everyone else does right now.
I don't either, man. It's fine.
Like I mean, we have this problem in the fantasy world to where too much fantasy happens, and we can't admit that. Hey, sometimes guys come out of college and they get in the NFL and
just can't do it.
They just can't do it, or they just can't stay healthy. Like, you know, and that happens. That's okay because they made it to the NFL and we didn't. So there's no need for us to talk shit or anything. It's just it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, they're the elite of the elite, and sometimes you're not that elite to fit in there, or you have issues staying healthy like Paris Campbell has. So it's tough for me. I think Paris Campbell 201. I think it's more about 201.
It's 201.
Yeah, it's more 201.
You want Tyler Wallace or maybe Rashad Bateman slides, which shouldn't.
Yeah, I think
it gets nice
there.
Yeah, it can depend on your team makeup, but if we're looking in the vacuum, I think I want the 201 side, and I like Paris Campbell's there. If he gets good, he's good. If not, it's not. But it's more about the 201. I think I want the 201.
Gainwell's a 201. I could probably take that. I could probably live with that.
Yeah, yep, agree. I think it's pretty close, but I like the 201 as well. All right, Ryan, last one. CeeDee Lamb and the 204, or Courtland Sutton and the 109. This is a 12-team superflex.
This isn't even a question for me. CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's is gonna be a superstar, man. Like I like Sutton. He has high-end wide receiver 2 ceiling, but CeeDee Lamb has number 1 receiver overall talent. And he's on an offense that throws the ball 600 pounds with Dak Prescott. 204, 109. I'll gladly take that drop off now. I have Sutton on my team right now. I'd trade him and 2 first-round picks for Lamb.
Wow.
So
you
I'm that high on Lamb. Like it's not even a question to me.
Nice. I think I'm with you. I think it's CeeDee Lamb for me as well, especially if we find out that Dak Prescott, re-signs there. I think Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb for the next, 6 years is going to be more than what Sutton plus whatever quarterback he ends up with. If it's Locke, if it's the next quarterback they draft, or whoever it may be.
This is your buy window for CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be really expensive, but you got to do it before Dak's out. Huh? It's still expensive.
Yeah.
It's relatively expensive, but it's the cheapest you're ever going to get him.
Yeah, he's not getting any cheaper than he is right now. I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's all up from here for CeeDee Lamb for sure. All right, it is time for our favorite segment of the night.
Get ready for GoingFor2.com's Forgotten Fantasy Player of the Week.
All right, Robbie, who do you have for your Forgotten Fantasy Player?
My Forgotten Fantasy Player of the Week is actually a player that announced today that he's going to be coming back to the NFL. I didn't want to go too old. I wanted to keep it relevant for the younger audience, and that is Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker is going to be coming back. I know you mentioned Johnny Smith earlier. Delaney Walker sitting back up in the Titans uniform or whatever uniform that case may be. Look for him to have some impact on if it's a team that already has a top tight end or producing tight end, or just him coming back and being a force. Another one I'd like to mention is Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James was just huge influence on me growing up as a kid. Yeah, I had Edgerrin James. I had Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss, and Edgerrin James in the Sports Illustrated for Kids League back when I was younger.
Nice.
And I actually won a championship in that league. Shout out to SI for Kids back in the day. allowing us kids to now become future fantasy analysts that we are now.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, Delaney Walker, I love Delaney Walker. I'm a Niners fan. You know, we drafted him. I loved him there. Of course, we had Vernon Davis, so he couldn't really get as much, he couldn't shine as much until he got traded. Once he went to the Tennessee Titans, he was money. I mean, he was one of the top tight ends in the NFL.
He's a funny dude, too. He was on Bustin' with the Boys, and he cracked me up.
Really?
Dude, he
talks a lot of shit.
Nice.
Like, he was going up to rookies, like, they'd introduce himself. It's like, I don't want to know your name. You're probably not going to be back. Like, he came straight disrespectful like that. It's hilarious.
Yo, Delaney, do more interviews, bro.
Yeah, definitely. All right, that wraps up the show tonight. Let's do a little bit of round robin sign off here. Robbie, we'll go to you first. Give us your Twitter handle. Plug anything you want to plug.
My Twitter handle right now is Rumblaze Robbie. That's where you guys can find me. Rumblaze.com. Google us. Check out all of our articles. Check out our merch shop. Rock your favorite degenerate podcast whenever you're out.
Nice.
And yeah, man, I mean, it's all love. I'm just happy to be here, so I don't even got to plug on my shit. Like, it's all good.
Good stuff. Ryan, what you got going on?
Find me here every Wednesday night. Find me at the Sports Illustrated Draft Bible. We do a podcast there as well. We record on Tuesdays. It comes out different days. But definitely check us out. And I'll also be doing some stuff here for the Fan Control Football League. Check out the league. I'll be doing some blurbs for them.
Good
so
stuff.
Excited about that as well.
Good stuff. All right, guys. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at JeffLambert77. For Robbie, for Ryan, I am Jeff. We will see y'all next week.